My family comes up. My son and daughter-in-law and grandson are coming up because we were going to the White House picnic, but I've just been told that I've been uninvited from the picnic. I think I'm the first senator in the history of the United States to be uninvited to the White House picnic. The White House is owned by the taxpayers. We all are members of it. Every Democrat will be invited. Every Republican will be invited, but I will be the only one disallowed to come on the grounds of the White House.
So that is Rand Paul, and apparently what he was saying, at least according to him, was true, that he'd been disinvited when everyone else was going, and it's almost certainly because he's been critical of Donald Trump's massive giveaway to the rich. And so that's a pretty big thing to not invite a guy on your own side of the aisle. Could be bad strategy when you need him to vote for this bill. That said, the seriousness of it is undercut a little bit necessarily by how many times he said the word picnic. It doesn't matter what else the story is about. You can't say that word so many times and have it not seem silly. But that said, it has affected Rand Paul. It's affected his view of the president. Take a look.
I just find this incredibly petty. I mean, I have been, I think, nothing but polite to the president. I have been a intellectual opponent, a public policy opponent, and he's chosen now to uninvite me from the picnic and to say my grandson can't come to the picnic. I just the level of immaturity is beyond words. It really makes me lose a lot of respect I once had for Donald Trump.
So that's what made you lose respect for Donald Trump? He didn't invite you to the picnic. You made it to here with respect intact for Donald Trump of all people, but you're not gonna get potato salad. And so finally I don't know about that guy actually. He's starting to seem a little bit petty. I don't know. There might be something to that, Michael. What do you think?
Well, by the way, what about when he called you crazy when you were running for president against him in 2016? I mean, there's a little bit of that too.
Still respected him.
Yeah, I like the baseball game, the picnic, which I covered during the Obama White House years, and probably toward the end of it, is a festive, nice thing. The president comes out for like 4 minutes and waves to everybody, but it's all these members of Congress and their friends and family that can go onto the White House lawn, and they the Republicans smiled along and shook hands with some of their friends, but it's a chance to bring your friends to the White House. So to that end, I think it's an important it's an important thing to these people. But the point here is that this is what it took for Rand Paul to come around on Donald Trump, right? So he's talking about how petty it is of Donald Trump, but at the same time, the most petty thing that you could disagree with or be upset with Donald Trump over is what's getting you upset. So it's amazing to me.
Yeah, it actually makes him look petty by comparison, because we already had no expectations of Donald Trump. I mean, I don't think we had much of Rand Paul necessarily, but this is not the jury trial on sexual assault, not the fraud, not the affairs, not the petty corruption, the mountains of grift didn't make you lose. January 6th, denying the results of the 2020 election, none of that, stealing the documents. I could go on, and that's basically what the show has been for the last decade. But none of that. It's this. Maybe you're the petty one, actually, Rand Paul. But anyway, really fast though, to be clear, Trump says it's not true. He Truth Social posted, of course, Senator Rand Paul and his beautiful wife and family are invited to the big White House party tonight. He's the toughest vote in the history of the US Senate, but why wouldn't he be? Besides, it gives me more time to get his capital V vote on the great, big, beautiful bill, one of the greatest, blah, 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 blah. And so he does need to vote for it. Now, Trump says it wasn't true. I'm sure that Trump is lying. I think we should all assume anytime Trump says something, it's a lie, because also Thomas Massie says that he also hasn't been invited, and he on the House side has been critical of Donald Trump numerous times, including on the bill. And so it really feels like it is actually true. And so Trump doesn't need Massie's vote, I guess. They passed the bill, they've amended the bill.
Well, they'll need it when it comes back to, they'll need his vote when it comes back to the House. It's gonna have to come back to the House. So then
do you think this is unwise?
Well, I mean, maybe Trump hates Kentucky. The whole point here, do I think it's unwise? I mean, everything that Donald Trump does that we second guess seems to work for him in the long run, right? And so whatever he's doing here and the games he's playing and bringing attention to this and trying to look like a good guy. I mean, he could have even set this up, right? Let's not invite Paul and see if he complains, and he complains. And now I'm coming in as the good guy. Oh no, we never met him. I love him. He's a tough vote. Let's bring him in here and I'll work him over on the bill. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. Anyway, the entire thing is just, again, it's so stupid. And I wanted to cover both of these stories, the baseball game and the pick. And I understand that they're both traditions or whatever, but like, it just like with what's going on in LA, and not just LA, as we're gonna get to, it's spreading around the country, and the military parade that might or might not be canceled by thunderstorms this weekend. Like with the seriousness of it, how faster than expected Donald Trump has taken us down this dark road. It's like this is what they're concerned about, because they don't see it, or if they see it, they don't feel it. They don't particularly care. They're comfortable with Trump's agenda, but they're comfortable with the ideology. They're comfortable with the ideological like remaking of America into a much darker system of government. And I think, thank God we have people standing up against this, not only in the ICE protests, but also this weekend in the No Kings protest. But that said,
but John, let me 10 seconds here. I want to add one thing. So this is about pettiness. Rand Paul's right, but he's just as petty. And so many of the people in that party who are voting on these things are voting on them for petty reasons, to own the libs, to piss people off, to see rioting in the streets, to seem like they are the upper house, and it's really that's really what this comes down to. So they're motivated by pettiness. So their fascination with things that seem petty to you and me today, like a picnic or a baseball game, is totally in character, and that's why it doesn't surprise me at all.